right, we're talking about angles, learning some vocabulary. I have posted some notes in our Google Classroom, but you might just want to Google some of these things as you're learning them. So here's what the notes look like. What's an angle? Definitions and pictures that go with each of them. And I'll just keep adding to this because I don't have vertex on there. This one says choose the answer that means an endpoint for two different rays. So what this would look like, come on, work. We've got two different rays and an endpoint for them. So is this a bisector, obtuse, or vertex? Obtuse is just an angle that's bigger than 90 degrees or smaller than 180. I think it's a vertex. So you could go ahead and Google vertex definition just to make sure that you're getting this right. I'm on images. I need to go to all. The highest point or top of an apex, that doesn't tell me this definition. So let's look up bisector. I think I got in the notes, but I'm not sure. I'm still working on them. It takes a while to type them up. Bisector. A line or plane that bisects. So that still doesn't match that definition. Let's try Googling the definition. An endpoint for two different rays. An endpoint for two different rays. Okay, the angle is union of two rays, common endpoint. The common endpoint of the rays is called the vertex. Okay, there we go. We got it. Choose the answer that means an angle that is greater than 90 degrees, but less than 20 degrees. So is that a right angle, an acute angle, or an obtuse angle? And I think I have a note that just compares all three of those. So an acute angle you can see is 62 degrees, which is obviously less than 90. So it's not going to be an acute like a little angle. A right angle is a 90-degree angle. No, it's greater than 90 degrees. So that leaves us with obtuse angle. It's bigger than 90 degrees, but less than 180. Choose the answer that means two angles that add up to 90 degrees. So you can just Google that, two angles that add up to 90 degrees. It's going to be supplementary, complementary, or straight. A complementary is two that add up to 90. A supplementary is two angles that add up to 180. So supplementary. Oh, whoops. I read that wrong. Should be 90. So it would be complementary angles that add up to 90. Sum means add up. Oops. If there are two angles that are complementary, and the first angle has a measure of 18 degrees, what is the measure of the second angle? So complementary means they sum to 90 degrees. So 90 degrees is going to be our total, equals something plus, what was it? 18 degrees. So we're solving for a variable here. Let's just plop an x there. So to solve for this x, we undo like what's been done to it or get rid of what's attached to it on the same side of the equation. If I do that, that cancels out. I'm left with x equals 90 minus 18 is 72. So it'll be 72 degrees. Choose the word that means two angles that add up to 180. Two angles that add up to 180 is supplementary. Choose the word that means a ray that cuts an angle in half. So a ray that cuts an angle in half, I believe, is a bisector. The angle bisectors meet the center. That definition doesn't provide it. But a bisector, I think I have a picture. A bisector, you see how it cuts it right in half. Right in the halfway point between this angle is the bisector. This angle, there's the bisector. Bisector, if you break down the word, bi means two, sect means cut, so cut it into two. Choose a word that means an angle that is less than 90 degrees. Remember, less than 90 is an acute little angle. And we're on to the next one. Good luck with this vocabulary. Like I showed you, you can Google the definitions that you're trying to find the terms for.